Hi there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a Toyota Hilux Surf, this one here with the turbo diesel plus intercooler version of the 1KZ engine. This one has just over 200,000 kilometers. It was bought from auction here in Japan for export over to the USA under the 25-year rule. 1996, 230,000 kilometers. I'll just switch the engine off now that you've heard it. Engine runs fine mechanically. The vehicle, everything I've checked, works well. Have a look. You can hear that nice turbo. Love that sound. These engines are fantastic. Okay. So the engine runs nice and well. Timing belt has been changed twice, which is really nice to see. We got stickers that definitely look their age right there and right here. Almost illegible, but 2001 and 2014 at near 100,000 and 200,000 kilometers. Okay, it looks like we have a little bit of blow-by, so you can see some oil coming out from the intercooler piping. And so a little bit of blow-by is pretty natural for a turbo engine. Eventually you have to change the turbo just because oil seals get tired. But I don't know, maybe get it checked out. Maybe decide to change the turbo sometime if you want. Maybe just mop up the oil there. These are known to be pretty reliable engines. I think that turbo is going to take a lot before it actually goes kaput. Okay, so let's close the hood here. Toyota calls this gray pearl. It's kind of like a pearl white, but a little bit more gray. It's pretty nice. Side decals on it are cool, but they're all cracked due to the sun damage, so they probably have to go off. But this is going to be a really smart looking vehicle once they're off. And right here there's a crack in the windshield, and those are average sized fingers. And so from one part to the other part, probably 2 centimeters from point to point. Okay, auction inspection sheet here is a 1996 Hilux Surf SSR-G, and it says intercooler diesel turbo. The intercooler version of this has the hood scoop that is original. Very cool looking. This engine is also in the Prado, the Land Cruiser Prado, and it has a top mount intercooler as well, but doesn't have the hood scoop. Instead it has ducting in here that goes into the hood and then down onto the intercooler. This one's really cool. Functional hood scoop. Okay, and the intercooler version has 140 horsepower and I think just shy of 300 torques, foot-pounds or pound-feet or however you want to call it. It's not the fastest engine, but the intercooler gives you an extra 12 horsepower, which is a little bit nice to have. And with the intercooler, it'll keep temperatures down a little bit. It allows you to have more flexibility in tuning if that's what you want to do. Okay, it's a 3-liter engine. This is an auction grade R, interior C, no sales points and no notes. It's been in a front end collision, hence the R grade. The front end collision included left and right front inner panels dented and core support has been replaced. The inner panel is the metal that's right underneath this section of the hood that the front suspension strut lands on. It was probably a very light front end accident because it doesn't look so bad, and they didn't have to actually repair that much. Speaking as someone who's trying to repair a car that was in an accident, I don't think many shops in Japan, if any, actually know how to do proper structural repair. So I think most of the cars that are R grade were in very light accidents that didn't require much actual repair to them. Yeah, it's surprising how many shops don't even have frame pullers in them. 3 shops now we've tried, and they're like, nope, can't fix your car. It wasn't even in a heavy accident. Anyway, it says power folding mirrors don't work, but both of them actually did, so that was a bit of a surprise. Seat stain and saggy, interior is dirty. Spare tire case has paint peeling and cracked, and the exterior has paint fade. Now I only found paint fade on the over fenders. On this side it appears to be good. I did notice a little bit on this side over here on the top area. And then of course the side decals have a ton of cracking in them. These probably have to come off, and it might be a bit of a pain to take them off because they are large. They are cool. They have an ocean and sailboats, and they say surf, and it says surf backwards on one side, which is a very JDM kind of thing. You can see SURF. But with all of them, with them being correct like this, heat gun and plastic razor, and see what you can do. Okay, so before we get into more details, let's do a once around so you can see it from all the different angles. This is considered a 180 series Hilux Surf. And both the 180 and the 130 that came before it are starting to become something of a classic vehicle. People love Toyota trucks, myself included, being somebody who used to own a Toyota pickup truck. 1982, my gosh. Okay, have a look at this. The rear spoiler has a mirror inside of it. Power rear under mirror. You press a button and this whole thing goes, and then it has a mirror on the inside, and this gives you a view of how far your back bumper is against things while you're parking. Very handy to have, and a lot of Japanese vans and stuff have them just sticking out like this one. But that one, it's integrated into the spoiler. As far as I know, it's the only vehicle in Japan that I've seen like that. And I don't think the future versions of the Surf have that as well. Not 100%, but I don't think so. Hilux Surf, the mainstream of our days in the style that is simple and traditional Toyota. Cool logo. Looks like the transport company taped that back on. It looks like it wasn't safe enough to transport without the tape. And there is a lot of peeling paint and whatnot. Here's some crack in it. Might have to just get rid of it, in all honesty. Okay, continue the walk around. Body looks like it's completely free of rust anywhere. The underside is good looking, which is really good to see on something with 200,000 kilometers. This car still has plenty of life left in it. 200,000 for this engine is really not that much. The chassis and the rest of the mechanical parts appear to be in really good condition. And it's a good amount of mileage to get, considering you usually get quite a bit of a discount for going 200,000 kilometers, because here in Japan that's considered pretty high. Whereas people know that Toyotas are good for much more than this, if you want. So we got a little bit of rust coming off of these screws. Actually, one of the screws is missing. The plastic has gone away and the screw holder piece is missing. So you'll have to fabricate something up there. This bumper here is not made out of plastic. It's made out of metal. It's funny, I was thinking there aren't many bumpers that are made out of metal anymore. The Century over there is one of them. But besides that, no. Well, the Carrier, yes. Century, yes. No. And no bumper really on the K-Truck. Okay, a little bit of peeling paint here. A little bit of peeling paint here. Okay, this one here is a rock chip. A couple of other rock chips. It's really not too bad. Cool fog lights integrated into the bumper there. Projector fog lights. Fender mirror gives you good visibility of where your fender is opposite something, which while 4x4 can help you make sure you don't knock your over fender into a tree or something like that. The gaskets here are in good condition. Wipers have a little bit of rust starting. Okay, it has a cool sunroof vent piece that you can direct air into. Check this out. And then you can get more air into the cabin if you want. Kind of cool. The railings have peeling paint on them, but they're taller than most people anyway. A little bit of rust on the back spoiler as well from one of those bolts. Okay, yes, side decal on this side is the same thing. Have a look, lots and lots of cracks on it. Tires are an 11-year-old tire. They're from 2011. So need to be replaced. Wheels are not that good either, so maybe a set of wheels and tires would be nice. There's still plenty of tread on it. And so, let's see, 2014 it was at 2000. So the last 8 years it's gone 30,000 kilometers. So really low mileage in the last 8 years. Okay, I don't think there's anything there in terms of damage to be explained. This back corner has been repaired once, poorly, and then has dented again over top of the repairs. So downside of metal bumpers is when they dent, whereas a plastic one will usually have flex cracks in the paint, but otherwise will pop back into shape for the most part. It should say Surf there, but it's peeling a bit. Okay, Surf logo there has faded out. Got a little bit of orangeness there. No corrosion on the inside of that, and the tail lights have a cool chrome motif going on. To the interior, the back seats are stained, so it's generally pretty clean, and I mean a little bit dirty, but not nearly as dirty as some of these that come in. But some staining on the back seat there and here. It's like something was sitting there that was rusty. Okay, this is a hard wearing fabric, which is really nice. They tend to last a nice long time. Carpets are good. Comes with a little brush. You can brush your teeth if you want. I dare somebody to brush their teeth with that. Okay. And to get into the back, you can pop this up. There is no back seat, of course, but you can pop this up pretty easily from the side here. Oh, okay. This one here folds forward, and then this one folds down. And these can be set to different levels of recline too. I think there's like 3 or 4 different settings. It's missing the little knobby thing there. Jumping in. Pretty standard issue. People don't really buy these for the luxury. It's more about the image and the statement that it makes, which is fantastic. And the reliability and lack of maintenance you have to put into them. I mean, putting proper maintenance into it is probably a good idea, but if you aren't going to put maintenance into your car, this is probably one of the best that you could have. I'm tucking this in. Good night. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Okay, so seat. Driver's seat is a little bit saggy on the outside bolster. And it's a bit dirty, so it needs a good cleaning. Nothing special about these seats, really. Okay, carpets, a bit dirty. They have a Toyota logo that's starting to peel up a little bit. Power rear window is really cool to have. It's been a Hilux thing for a while. In fact, this is the first generation that you don't have to put the power window down in order to open the hatch. Let me just show you this. So the first 2 generations, if you wanted to get into the back, let's just pull this away for now. If you wanted to get into the back, it had a tailgate and a window. So you would put the key in, turn the key, and this window would go. And then once it's down, there's a handle inside, and you could lower the tailgate. Really quite annoying. Of course, you can do it with a button. You can do the window with a button up front, but you couldn't just come around to the back here and open that window without putting the key in. This one has been converted over to a standard hatch, which is way more useful and way less of a pain. And then you can still lower that window if you want. The window has a decent amount of curve on it, unlike the earlier models. Even so, it still goes into the back of the tailgate, even though it's not a tailgate. The back hatch. Oh, and the gold badges package. SSR-G from Hilux. You can look up Hilux. In fact, you know what's a fun thing to do is get your export certificate once you import a car, and it shows you the address of the previous owner. You can go on Google Maps, and you can sometimes find the previous owner's house with your car that you just bought in the driveway. Very cool. Okay. Hard and soft suspension, or hard and normal. Rear mirror, that's the one that I showed you. Let me just show you what that looks like. Rear mirror. Oh, mirror time. Way more handy than you think would be. So we got sunroof here. You can open this and it's all glass, slide or tilt. There's a compass here. Not like anyone really uses a compass anymore, but it is cool. Kind of shows the intent of the vehicle. HVAC controls are auto AC if you want. So you just set the temperature with this slider in Celsius. Got a cup holder. Ooh, 2 cup holders. Nice. Okay. Free CD. Minna Daisuki. Love to all stars. It means I love everyone. That's fun. I can't read what it says down here. It's like a person's name and love to all stars. Maybe a compilation disc. Original Toyota. It doesn't go in anymore. Load? You have to press the load button to load it. Weirdest thing. Wow. And then 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive as well. You press this for 4-wheel drive, then you can go down into 4-wheel drive low gear, or 4-wheel drive high gear ratio, or up into 4-wheel drive low gear ratio. Probably get copyright claim for that and turn it off for now. Okay, don't need that key to be in. We have idle up here as well. This is helpful if you're 4x4ing or if you're towing something. Wide angle mirror here. I don't think there's much else to talk about. It's a good solid Hilux Surf. Exactly what everybody should have. If you don't want one of these, you have to shake your head because they're awesome. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.